Good evening, boys and girls. The story that I've wrote to you today and for you today, and that I want to read for you today, is called The Troll and the Fairy. Once upon a time there was a fairy named Betina. She was very kind but sensitive. Her only talent was art and poetry, but she could not make a steady job on her talents alone. Betina was both humble but a lonely soul. She lived among the petals of her humble giant daisy. Betina was poor and did not even own her own bumblebee to fly her to places. She had to rely on others to let her ride their bumblebee with them. Fairies can fly, but bees can give the fairies lifts when they grow tired. Betina did not have many friends, but she did have a best friend named Sally, who believed in the almighty or ultimate creator like Betina did. But Sally lived on the other side of the lake. Betina wanted Sally to be by her side, so Betina needed to work, but she hated her job, which was of a sugar cube maker. It was low pay, hard work, and worse, she had a cruel and nasty boss. His name was Servan. He was a mean troll. Betina did a wonderful job after hovering over the waters for hours to find more sweetness for the cubes, but Servan still bellowed loudly at her. Poor Betina wept many tears that night. Her father was kind-hearted though, and gave her comfort. Betina's tears were like crystals that got blown in the wind. She wondered if she could ever get away from her mean troll boss. There was a storm brewing inside of her soul, a conflict of good and evil. Betina longed to be good, but in her daydream she would see the raging bull that makes havoc along the waves of the ocean, which causes the seas to toss and turn. The planets and stars spinning out of control. Betina wants to control those feelings, but feels too helpless and powerless. Sally talks to Betina through the reflection within the waters. Sally is a pillar of relief to Betina, spending hours talking to her every day. This refreshes her soul. Every Saturday morning, Betina joins the other fairies among the flower beds. They read love letters from the ultimate creator from a giant book. They sing praises which is heard by all the other creatures of the forest. The mean troll hears but is not impressed, as their singing wakes him up early. He grumpily snorts, but Betina, her family and friends sing on. Every other creature of the forest loves the music. The birds chirp along, the little mice squeak, the dogs bark, cats meow and clap their paws. The pet rodents squeak a little bit more. Pet parrots chatter more along with the music. The gnomes come along with tambourines. This makes Betina feel happier. The troll's hard heart has no time to love the ultimate creator or others and gets angry. Servan groans loudly in anger. Steam pours from his nose, mouth and ears. He groans echoes throughout the forest, which bounce off each and every tree. The trees also feel the vibration of his anger. The priest of the fairies tell everyone not to be afraid, because he who is within them is greater than he who is in the world. The troll's voice causes everything around them to shake. The creatures and the fairies hold on to anything they can, a twig, a bark, or even a mushroom. Once the mean troll had stopped yelling, he started to stamp in his big ugly feet hard. The fairies just sang louder, and the bells chimed until the grumpy troll laid on the ground, covering his ears with his hands. The following week, Betina went back to work. She was a little tired and slow. The mean troll yelled at her again, loudly. Again, Betina went home that night in tears. Betina wished she never had to see the mean troll again. A few days later, the boss of them both, the butterfly boss, asked them to both forgive and get along with each other and to pretend it never happened. Betina forgave Sir Ven, and she worked even harder until her little feet and wings hurt. Over the waters she sang sweet songs. Sally saw her reflection in the mirror of the waters and smiled back to her. Another friend was also in Bettina's reflection. He pleaded. Her little creature friend pleaded, "Let not your emotions take you, for wind and the waves below are your for the wind and the waves below represent your heart. You have not fully let go of anger and sadness. Don't let the bad emotions rule your heart. Instead, let love, forgiveness and faith override them." But the winds and waves started to roar. The tiny creature continued and said, "Climb my back. I am your faithful friend. We will run together through golden and green fields into your heart and soul, for I will bring you comfort and peace. For I feel your heart cries, and the ultimate creator has sent me to you as a gift. I love you just as much as you love me." So they ran through the lush fields. The tiny creature said, "This represents your heart full of love, but don't let your emotions turn to fear." The waves roared again, rocking back and forth and crashing against the rocks. The creature pleaded, "Call out to the ultimate creator, for only he gives perfect peace and collects each of your tears in a bottle." Betina did call out to the ultimate creator, and she felt his comfort while the waves calmed again. Then a giant little girl picked up the creature. He smiled with content. "I am a pet hamster. I have to go, but glad that you now have peace. My owner is happy to see me. She thought I was lost, but now she finds me again. But I know that I had to wander away to help you. My owner treats me well and protects me from predators and dangers and gives me love. I love her back." Betina smiled. "Thank you, for you risked your very own life to save me, and I am giving you a sugar lump as a reward for teaching me something about myself." As the hamster got carried back, he waved his sweet little paws bye to Betina. Betina now felt more stronger and confident to face life's challenges, for now she knew how to communicate her heart to the ultimate creator. That same night, spiders weaved their webs under the shadows of the milky silky moon. Betina poured her heart out in a song reaching the stars, and hears the still small voice of the ultimate creator again. "For with sunlight on your face," he comforted, "Trust me, child, for the vibes of your voice and rhythm of your heart I've felt and heard. Carry on doing good, for with sunlight on your face and your heartfelt song will melt the hardest of hearts. Sir Vane may even feel your forgiveness and say that he is happy to see you. I have seen your faithfulness and hard work for many years, while others haven't noticed. For what others don't see with naked eyes, the ultimate creator sees all things and even has treasures both on this planet and in the universe, in endless and infinity amounts." Betina went to work the next day, no longer in resentment, but with a new song in her heart. She sang with all of her passion. The nasty troll servant sat in a damp, dark room all alone. Tears rolled down his face as if her singing was touching his soul. Emotions of sorrow and repentance flooded his soul, and he fell into a deep sleep. He then slipped into a vivid dream. In his dream, he was shown how Betina worked hard relentlessly. He was he was shown her heart and soul, and into the fairies and other creatures' hearts and souls. He was realizing how hard he has been to each of them. He felt troubled on how he became so mean. The ultimate creator showed him his childhood. As a child, he was no troll but a sweet little boy. He would go to the riverside to collect water for his mum. She was the only person who truly ever loved him. He had a loving father, but he tragically died. As a result, his mum was poor and could not afford new clothes. When he went into the riverside to collect water, the other children bullied him, both physically and emotionally. Even his own big brother hated him, so they would fight. Their mum could not cope, so sent both boys to an orphanage. So the poor boy missed both parents and was beaten black and blue. Even the lady at the orphanage was cruel to all the children, who beat them with a big stick. Often the other boys blamed Seven for the trouble they got into, so he was bruised and cut all over. His sufferings was turning him into an angry monster. One day, a pretty girl with yellow hair and pretty blue eyes came to stay in the orphanage. She would dry his eyes and comfort him. She smiled. "Everything will be fine from now on, because I am going to be your friend." Immediately they became firm best friends. Later they discovered they were soulmates and got engaged. However, Seven was controlled by his anger. No matter how hard he tried to suppress his anger, he became abusive and turned into a werewolf each time. The girl was now scared of him and parted ways with him. Seven, heartbroken and angry, he now turned into the nasty troll. It was at that moment that the butterfly boss met Seven. Seven was crying among the hills alone. He asked him what was wrong. Seven explained he had now lost everything, including his home. The butterfly boss took pity on him and decided to give him a home and a job as a supervisor on the condition that he would control his temper. However, he still took his anger out on his employees every day. The vivid dream showed Seven how he caused his employers to go home every night crying. He had no idea of the hurt and anguish he was causing and regretted it. Seven wept, "Lord, please forgive me, because I've been hurt. I hurt others, but did not mean to." The ultimate creator then led him into another vision of the joy ahead if he just let his anger go. So Seven woke up and repented of all his wrongs and anger. He even apologized to Betina, and she forgave him. Then Saturday morning, when the fairies and the creatures of the forest gathered to sing to the ultimate creator, to everyone's surprise, the nasty troll showed up. Love and forgiveness and forgiving grace worked powerfully together with the spirit of joy. That morning, Seven even told Betina that he was happy to see her. Betina had another surprise. Sally came to visit, but not just to visit, but to live next door to Betina forever. The ultimate creator made a way for them to be together forever. The nasty troll became a real handsome man again. He got reunited with his long-lost soulmate and his mum and even his brother, and they all forgave each other and loved each other again. You see, they all learned to put their faith in the ultimate creator, for only then can miracles happen. And from that day forward, everyone was happy at work, home, worship and play. The end. Thank you for listening, and hope you all enjoyed, and God bless you for now. Bye for now.